Namaste and welcome to Daily News Simplified, the what, why and how of newspaper reading. Now we would be analyzing the Delhi edition of the Hindu newspaper of 31st of March 2019, and the news that would be covered today is given on the screen and the timestamp for the same is given in the description and the comment section given below. So now with this, let us start with the first article. Now we have taken this article from page 8. Now what this article talks about is that the Ramappa temple, which is located in the state of Telangana, may become a World Heritage Site. Now what is going to happen is that in the first week of July, the World Heritage Committee is going to meet in Azerbaijan. And it will be decided in this 43rd session of the World Heritage Committee whether the Ramappa temple would get the tag of a World Heritage Site. Now within that context, you have to understand that this news is currently in transition, wherein we'll have to wait and see as to what would be the decision of the World Heritage Committee in the 43rd session. So now what we're going to do in today's section is understand various features of the Ramappa temple from the perspective of your upcoming prelims examination. More specifically from the perspective of history of India with respect to art and culture. So now let us understand about the features of the Ramappa temple. Now before moving forward in understanding the various facts about the Ramappa temple, I would like to apologize in advance if there's any mistake in pronunciation of the various words which are in association with the Ramappa temple. Now the first fact that you need to know is that the Ramappa temple is located in Palampat, which is near the city of Rangal in the state of Telangana. And as you already understand, the Ramappa temple may become the first UNESCO heritage site in the state of Telangana. Now this Ramappa temple is part of the Kakatiya Empire which had formed in South India, in particular in the states of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Now one unique feature of the Ramappa temple is that it is known by the name of the architect known as Ramappa rather than the king who had formed this temple or the presiding deity. Now this Ramappa temple has been made in the honor of Lord Shiva. Now as you already may understand that most of the temples that were formed in the ancient or the medieval period within India were either known by the presiding deity or the king who had formed that temple. But what is unique about the Ramappa temple is that it is known by the name of the architect. Now this Ramappa temple was formed by being chiseled on black dolomite, and apart from this it has also been said that the Ramappa temple consists of bricks that are shown to float in water. Now this Ramappa temple was built under the patronage of the Kakatiya ruler known as Kakati Ganpati Deva. However, the main person under whose authority the Ramappa temple was formed was known as Rudra Samani. Now it is within that context that the main structure of the Ramappa temple is called the Rudra Sheshwara temple, whereby the main structure has been named after Rudra Samani. Apart from this, one fact that you should also know is that the Ramappa temple is also known as the Ramalingeshwara temple. Now another unique feature of the Ramappa temple is that all Kakatiya temples that were built under the Kakatiya Empire were built in a group of 3, and this was known as the Trikutta style. Now what is unique about the Ramappa temple is that it has not been formed in the Trikutta style and has been referred as the Ekutta style. Now the last unique feature that you needed to understand about the Ramappa temple is that the Ramappa temple consists of a lot of sculptures, and these sculptures showcase a lost dance drama which was known as Perini Shiva Tandavam, whereby this dance form originated during the Kakatiya period and is currently being revived by studying the dance sculptures that have been formed in the Ramappa temple. Now these are the main unique features that you needed to remember with regards to the Ramappa temple within the context of your prelims examination. And so now with this, let us move on to the next article. Now I have taken this article from page 8. Now what this article talks about is the PSLV C-45 mission, or what is known as the EMISAT mission. Now information with regards to the EMISAT mission has been covered in depth by Navid sir in the Daily News Simplified video of 26th of March. And therefore what I'll do today is give you various questions for practice so that we can revise about the EMISAT mission. Now there are 2 questions for practice, and what you need to do is pause this video, solve both of these questions and wait for 5 seconds for the correct answer. Now the correct answer to question number 1 is D, 1, 2 and 3. Now the EMISAT mission is based on ISRO's Indian Mini Satellite or IMS-2 bus platform, and it is intended for electromagnetic spectrum measurement, whereby it would make the EMISAT mission capable of gathering electronic intelligence on foreign radar systems, whereby the satellite would circle the globe roughly from pole to pole in every 90 minutes. And when the satellite is circling the globe from pole to pole every 90 minutes, it would be gathering electronic intelligence on foreign radar systems. Now with regards to question number 2, the correct answer is C, 3 only. Now with regards to statement number 1, the PSLV C-45 mission is the first 3-orbit capability mission of ISRO, whereby what the PSLV C-45 mission would do is drop satellites in 3 different orbits. And currently ISRO does not have a 4-orbit capability system. Now with regards to statement number 2, the PSLV C-45 mission is the 3rd mission to utilize the 4th stage known as PS4 as an orbital platform. However, it is the first PSLV mission in which the 4th stage known as PS4 would be utilizing power which has been generated from solar panels. And in regards to statement number 2, as you already know, is a correct statement whereby the PSLV C-45 mission will employ 4 axle straps on motors on the first stage, whereby this new variant is known as the PSLV QL. Now these are the main points that you needed to know about the PSLV C-45 or the EMISAT mission from the perspective of your prelims examination. And so now with this, let us move on to the next article. Now we have taken this article from page 14. Now what this article talks about is the VVPAT machine, or what is known as the Verified Paper Audit Trail. Now information with regards to VVPAT and the EVM machines have been covered in multiple DNS video, wherein the last video in which it was covered was the Daily News Simplified video of 26th of March, 16th of March, 8th of January, the 6th of October, 31st of May, and various other DNS videos. Apart from this, an important DNS video is of 27th of October, in which there was a mains discussion of a question that was asked in the mains examination of 2018, which had asked, in the light of the recent controversy regarding the use of the electronic voting machine, what are the challenges before the Election Commission of India to ensure the trustworthiness of elections in India? Now what you can do is refer to these previous Daily News Simplified videos to understand about the EVMs and the VVPAT machine. And what we're going to do today is revise about the VVPAT machine in a question answer format. Now there are 2 questions for your practice with regards to VVPAT. And what you need to do is pause this video, solve both of these questions, and wait for 5 seconds for the correct answer. Now the correct answer to question number 3 is C, 1 and 2, whereby VVPAT with EVM machines were first used in a by-election that was conducted in the Noksen Assembly constituency of Nagaland, and this was conducted in the year 2013. Apart from this, with regards to statement number 2, the main purpose of VVPAT is that it allows voter to verify that votes have been casted as per their own intention. Now what would happen is that you have casted a vote for a particular candidate, and in the VVPAT machine there would be a display screen, and in this display screen for 7 seconds you will see various information with regards to the vote that you have casted, and through this you can verify if your vote has gone to the same candidate as that you have wanted to vote it for. Now with regards to statement number 3, VVPAT slips are not collected by the voters. Now what happens is that after the VVPAT slip is displayed on the display screen in the VVPAT machine, it then goes into a particular box. Now after that, only the Election Commission can see the VVPAT slips that have been collected. Now with regards to question number 4, the correct answer is B, 1 and 3, whereby the VVPAT slip shows 3 types of information. First being the serial number, the second being the name of the candidate whom you have voted for, and the third information is with regards to the symbol which has been allocated to that candidate whom you have voted for. And so therefore statement number 2 is incorrect, and the correct answer is statement number 1 and statement number 3. Now there are 2 more questions for your practice, and as you already understand, pause this video, solve both of these questions, and wait for 5 seconds for the correct answer. Now with regards to question number 5, the correct answer is A, 1 and 2. Now EVM and VVPAT machines are only manufactured by public sector units. And there are 2 public sector units that manufacture EVMs and VVPAT machines, first being the Electronics Corporation of India Limited and second being the Bharat Electronics Limited. And since VVPAT machines are only manufactured by public sector units, then the private company Larsen & Toubro cannot manufacture VVPAT machines. Now with regards to question number 6, the correct answer is D, 1, 2 and 3. Now the counting of printed paper slips of VVPAT is done first in the case in which a randomly selected polling station of an assembly constituency is taken by the Election Commission in an election to the State Legislative Assembly. Now what is going to happen in the elections to the Lok Sabha in 2019 is that a randomly selected polling station in each assembly segment would be taken in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. And apart from this, if there is no display of result from the control unit which is available on the VVPAT machine, then there would also be counting of the printed paper slips. Apart from this, you should also understand that if a particular candidate or if a particular voter makes a complaint to the election commission with regards to the printed paper slips of the VVPAT machine, then based on the decision of various officials of the election commission, a counting of the printed paper slips can be undertaken. However, you have to understand that with regards to complaint, it is still the decision of officials of the election commission whether counting of the printed paper slips of VVPAT would be undertaken or not. However, in all these three cases which have just been listed, the counting of printed paper slips of VVPAT have to be undertaken. So now hopefully you've understood the various points about the VVPAT machine from the perspective of your prelims examination. And so now with this, let us move on to the next article. Now we have taken this article from page 15. Now what this article highlights is a research that was undertaken by the Harvard University and the National Climate Center in China. And according to this report, the increased warming in the Indian Ocean has resulted in the weakening of the Indian summer monsoon. Now the main reason as to why there has been a warming of the Indian Ocean is due to climate change. Now the main reason as to why there has been a weakening of the Indian summer monsoon winds is because the summer winds in India are generally driven by the temperature difference between the Indian subcontinent and the Indian Ocean. However, what has happened is that due to the warming of the Indian Ocean due to climate change, there has been a reduction in the temperature difference between the Indian subcontinent and the Indian Ocean. And because there has been a reduction in the temperature difference, there has been a reduction in the summer monsoon winds. Now, because of the weakening of the Indian summer monsoon winds, there has been a decline in the electricity production in India from windmills. Whereby, according to the report by Harvard University and the National Climate Center in China, there has been a reduction of 13% in the annual electricity production from windmills within India. And the main reason as to why there has been a 13% decline in electricity production from windmills annually within India is because 63% of the annual production of electricity from wind energy is contributed within the summer and the spring months. Now, according to this report, there has been a decline in electricity production during the summer months within the state of Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Karnataka. Now, an important aspect from this report is that there is no decline in electricity production from windmills in the state of Tamil Nadu. Now, this is because the state of Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Gujarat, and Karnataka are present on the western coast of India, while the state of Tamil Nadu is present on the eastern coast of India, which has different conditions for summer winds. And therefore, within that regard, the recommendation given by this report is that the government of India should set up more windmills within the state of Tamil Nadu. Whereby, according to this report, windmills generally have a lifespan of 20 to 30 years. And therefore, according to this report, it would be more beneficial for the government of India to set up more windmills within the state of Tamil Nadu. And the main reason for this is that there is a growing trend of the warming of the Indian Ocean, and this may increase further in the next 20 to 30 years. And therefore, according to this report, it would be more beneficial for the government of India to set up more windmills within the state of Tamil Nadu. Now, there's one more aspect that you should understand, that various researchers in India have raised doubts about the result of this study, whereby according to them, there is no decline in electricity production from windmills in the state of Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Gujarat, and in Karnataka. However, this group of researchers within India have to publish their study, and therefore it will have to wait and see as to whether the findings given out by the Harvard University and the National Climate Center in China are correct or not. But hopefully you've understood the basic observations given in the report. And so now with this, let us move on to the next article. Now we have taken this article from page 15. Now basic details related to toluene has been covered by Basavasa in the Daily News Simplified of 21st of October. Whereby what you need to know about toluene is that it is a clear and colorless liquid, and it is used to manufacture of industrial chemicals and is a minor constituent of petroleum products. Now, toluene is used in industries such as refineries, the paint industry, the textile industry, the paper and the rubber industry. And what happens is that petrochemicals are used within this industry. Now, toluene is one of the petrochemical waste which is released due to the usage of petroleum products within this industry. Now, one of the major problems from toluene is that it causes health problems to aquatic life, and it also has carcinogenic effect on human beings. Now, these are the major details that you needed to know about toluene. Now, what this article has highlighted is that a team from IIT Madras have successfully converted the petroleum product known as toluene into benzoic acid. And they were able to convert toluene into benzoic acid by using platinum nanoparticles as catalyst. Now, this formation of benzoic acid can then be used as a food preservative and medicines for fungal and bacterial infection. Now, these are the basic information about toluene that you need to know with regards to your prelims examination. And so now with this, let us move on to the next article. Now, we have taken this article from page number 26 from the Sunday magazine. Now, what this article highlights is a book review, whereby this book has been written by the former RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan. Now, this article becomes relevant from the perspective of GS Paper 1 within the section Society and within the subsection Effects of Globalization on Indian Society, whereby this book in particular talks about the effects of globalization on the Indian society. Now, in your previous mains examination, there have been two questions that have been recently asked with regards to effects of globalization on Indian society, wherein the first question was asked in GS Paper 1 of 2018, which had asked, globalization is generally said to promote cultural harmonization, but due to cultural specificities appears to strengthen in the Indian society. Elucidate. While the second question has been asked in the mains examination of 2013, which had asked, critically examine the effects of globalization on the aged population in India. Now, it is within that regard that we're going to understand this article, which gives a book review of The Third Pillar, a book written by Raghuram Rajan. Now, according to Raghuram Rajan, there are three pillars of society, wherein the first pillar is the markets, the second pillar is the state, and the third pillar is the community. Now, according to Raghuram Rajan, the first two pillars, which are the markets and the state, have surged ahead. However, according to Raghuram Rajan, the third pillar, which is the community, has actually fallen behind. And the main reason, according to Raghuram Rajan, that the community has actually fallen behind is due to globalization. Now, there are two main reasons given by the author as to how globalization has led to the community, which is one of the pillars of society, to fall behind. Now, the first reason given is that globalization led to a decline in the economy of the community. The second reason given is that globalization also devalued the community politically. Now, within that context, an example has been given as to how globalization has led to a decline in the community economy, whereby the information communication and technology revolution led to the global value chains superseding the production economies of communities. And similarly, on how globalization has devalued communities politically has led to the rise of right-wing populism in many countries. Wherein the author gives an example of the United States, wherein the election of Donald Trump was mainly led by the assumption of the white community of the United States feeling they have been left behind. And similarly, the Brexit vote that was undertaken by the citizens of the United Kingdom also showcases on how the middle-class white community has felt that globalization has devalued their community politically. Wherein the main supporters of Brexit were the middle-class white community of United Kingdom, wherein they felt that due to globalization of the European Union, they were losing their jobs and any substantial rise within their income. Now, with regards to this, the author has given two solutions. The first solution given by the author is of inclusive localism, and the second solution given by the author is of community-based governance. Now, when the author says inclusive localism, it means that the local production economies of communities, such as the cottage industries within India, should take full benefit of the ICT revolution, whereby local cottage industries within India can be connected to the global value chains. And similarly, when the author says community-based governance, it means the strengthening of the panchayat and the municipality system within India. So now hopefully up till here you've understood the basic crux that was given in the article with regards to the recent book written by Raghuram Rajan known as Third Pillar. And so now with this, let us move on to the next article. Now we have taken this article from page 9. Now what this article is highlighting is that the government of India capped the prices of 42 anti-cancer drugs. However, according to the All India Drug Action Network, most of the cancer medicines still remain unaffordable for most of Indians. And it is within that context that this article highlights various issues with regards to price capping. Now, the first issue that has been raised is that the formula for price capping of cancer drug was developed by a standing committee of the Niti Aayog. And according to the All India Drug Action Network, the Niti Aayog was not equipped with the technical expertise nor the data for analyzing and designing a methodology to cap the margins for anti-cancer drugs. And within that context, the All India Drug Action Network has also said that the current formula does not disturb the margin of companies before the medicines reach the stockist. Now, what is happening is that let's say a company is producing a drug called A. Now, this company has already priced this drug at 94,000. Now, when the company has already priced this cancer drug at 94,000, it then goes to the retailer. And it is at the retailer level that the capping of prices of anti-cancer drugs is being done. And according to the All India Drug Action Network, the capping of prices of anti-cancer drugs should be done at the level of production or at the company level. Now, apart from this, the article also highlights that there are wide variations in the prices of different brands of the same medicine. So let's say if there's one company A, there's another company called B, and there's another company called C. Now, all of them are producing an anti-cancer drug. However, what is being seen is that all of these companies are pricing the anti-cancer drugs at different prices. And similarly, when they're being sold at retail, the price capping of these anti-cancer drugs is also at a different level. And it is within that context that this article has said that a uniform ceiling price caps for life-saving medicines would be much more effective. And similarly, to control the wide variation in prices and the extremely high prices of some medicines, a graded margin capping can also be utilized. Wherein what this article is trying to say is that let's say if there is a particular drug to treat cancer of kidney, then according to this article, the government of India should cap this anti-cancer medicine to treat a particular cancer of the kidney at let's say 50,000 rupees only. And since any medicine which has been formed as an anti-cancer drug to treat cancer within the kidney has already been capped at a particular price, then the company and the retailer cannot sell it above rupees 50,000. Now you should see this article from the perspective of GS Paper 2 within the section Social Justice and within the subsection Issues relating to development and management of social sector services relating to health. And hopefully you understood the various issues which have been highlighted within this article with regards to price capping of cancer drugs. And so now with this, let us move on to the next section. Now there are two questions for your practice, and as you already know, pause this video, solve both of these questions and wait for 5 seconds for the correct answer. Now the correct answer to question number 7 is B, 2 only. Now with regards to the first statement, Ramappa temple is currently not a World Heritage Site, whereby it would be decided in the upcoming meeting of the World Heritage Committee as to whether Ramappa temple becomes a World Heritage Site or not. However, with regards to statement number 2, the Ramappa temple is built in the later Cholukyan style. Now the Kakatiya Empire came after the Cholukyan Empire, and therefore the Kakatiya architecture was greatly influenced by the architecture of the Cholukyan Empire. And therefore statement number 2 is correct. Now with regards to question number 8, the correct answer is B, 2 only. Now toluene is a waste petroleum product, and it is the benzoic acid which is both used as a food preservative and as a medicine for bacterial and fungal infection. And therefore the correct answer to this question is B, 2 only. And now with this, we come to an end in the analysis of today's newspaper. Now we move on to the question for today.